4 quality starts for Podojecki this season. The other time he threw 7 innings was against Bryant on March 11th, and that was a 7 scoreless inning performance, giving up just 3 hits. The 1-1. That one tapped slowly up the middle. Gregory Ryan fields and throws in time for out number 1.
Good play by Ryan there to charge that ball, get the out at first. Klingler hustling down the line. It's a bang-bang play and a big one for the Lancers. Big first out.
That brings to the plate number 20, the shortstop, Adam Stewart.
So now here's Adam Stewart, redshirt sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina. That one fouled off, count 0-1. Stewart saw a 7-game hitting streak snapped on Wednesday, going 0 for 4. Was 11 for 30 over those 7 games. Starting to heat up a little bit for the Panthers. Obviously a cold night on Wednesday, but his batting average now at .217, a couple of home runs and 10 RBIs. As Stewart taps one foul, 0-2. Stewart, in his 30th game of the season, leads the Panthers in total at-bats with 115. That one misses low for ball 1. High Point last weekend coming off a series loss to USC Upstate on the road, taking just 1 of 3. That lone win coming on Sunday in an offensive outburst for the Panthers, a 15-5 victory. 1-2 to Stewart, and that one hit high in the air in foul territory on the left side. Wilkinson, by the brick wall, makes the catch for 2 outs.
You mentioned the Panther offensive explosion they had against USC Upstate. The offense is there for this team. They are able to put up runs on the board. That's not a question. When this offense clicks, it is going. The offense just wasn't able to get going their last time out against UNCG. The roles were kind of reversed. UNCG put up 17.
Now, as people who have watched this team all season long, you know, it's really been split effort offensively. The first half, they were ice cold, and now they've started to heat up a little bit. You look at the team batting average, which is last in the Big South. His Carr shoots one to left field pretty deep. Peterson right there. He makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Podojecki. Lancers lead 1-0 through 1 here on ESPN+. Go ahead, run at the plate for High Point. Sing Sank. First pitch swung on, hit on the ground to shortstop. Bobbled, and bobbled again, and the run comes home. Oh, how about this? A lucky break. Winthrop's Robbie Tall. Oh, my goodness, that looked like a sure-handed ground ball, a routine play, and Tall bobbles it, and it is a 1-run ball game here in High Point.
That's just a routine ground ball, hit a little hard. Let's take a look at the replay. Just bobbles it once, bobbles it again. And again, on the turf, the ball really doesn't slow down, but you're not really going to get any bad hops that you're going to get in the grass field. As Sing Sank just hits that hard over to the shortstop Tall and is unable to make the play.
Looks like there's going to be a pinch runner here as Peyton Carr is going to come out. And it's going to be Cameron Lee to pinch run for High Point.
And he's got some speed. A base hit could tie the game depending on where it's hit.
So Carr finishes the day 1 for 3 with a couple of walks and an RBI. Now Joey Hammond is going to call a meeting with his club, as there's going to be a meeting on the mound.
And again, this shows how there is still fight left in the High Point Panthers dugout. As again came down 5, and now it's a 1-run ball game.
I am surprised that Winthrop is staying with Willie Lumpkin. You look at the last 5 hitters. A home run, single, 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 and now an E6.
Panthers almost bat around. This is the 9th hitter up.
9th hitter to the plate, and Blake Sutton. 2 runners on. The tying run is at second. Go ahead, run at first. Here's the pitch to Sutton. And he goes around strike 1. Sutton hitless today, 0 for 3. Sutton trying to find a way. Here's the 0-1. That one swung on and hit foul to the left, 0-2.
Ran in on his hands, fought that pitch off. 0-2 here, swing of the bat. Could make it could tie the game, excuse me.
Pivotal point in the game here. Big pitches coming here for Willie Lumpkin. 0-2. Breaking ball, hit to the left side, that's through for a base hit. Lee's rounding third, he's coming home. He's going to score with no throw. This game is tied. Blake Sutton comes through, and we're tied at 9.
Zunabor and Shaquan Jules for the tip. It's tipped to the side into the breadbasket of Zach Austin, and we're underway on this Wednesday night edition of High Point Basketball. Zach Austin takes a dribble to his left and hands off to Bryant Randleman on the left wing. Goes to the top of the key. Now Jaden House right wing. Back to Randleman. Swings left. John Michael Wright. In the post for Austin. Guarded by Mangum. Hands off to Wright. Right on the baseline. Backs it out to the corner. He'll try a three. And it's off front iron. Rebounded by Josiah Jeffers. Jeffers, the Burlington, North Carolina native. Back in the triad. Look at a drive. Gets shut down there. Lipscomb back to Jeffers on the left wing. Guarded by Bryant Randleman. High Point. Looks like they're back in their man defense here tonight. And it's Brian Hart. Left side. Now top of the key for Jeffers. 13 to shoot. Jeffers just going to hold the ball and wait for a screen. And he's going to get it. But good double team support by Azunabor. Lipscomb on the far side. Drives baseline. Puts up a layup and it's good. The Highlanders on the board first.
Highlanders took their time in possession and it paid off. Getting a nice bucket at the rim for 2.
High Point looking to answer. It's Jaden House here on the near wing. Back to the top of the key for Randleman. Now to Wright on the left wing, top of the key, Randleman. Hit double figures for the third time this season, did Randleman on Monday with 14 points. Feeds to Zunabor, who backs off the post. Back to the top for Wright. Now to House, 8 to shoot. House crosses over again. Nifty move to the cooker, and he lays it in.
Crossing action there by Jaden House, taking it to the rim in style. We talked about that in the pregame show, Harris. Jaden House being aggressive. High Point's going to need more of that from him.
House has reached double figures in each of the last 4 games, averaging 11.7 points per game, as it's Mangum at the top, the key guarded by Zach Austin to the right wing for Xavier Lipscomb, 6'2 sophomore from Washington, D.C. Drives inside, bounce pass in the paint, layup up, good, and the foul. Shaquan Jules, great patience in the paint. He'll go to the line for a chance to complete a 3-point play.
That was a tough shot there by Jules. He had 3 High Point players on him, the 3 biggest High Point players on the floor, in Randleman, Austin, and Azunabor. As you said, Harris was patient on that one, didn't rush, took his time. Smart play there by Jules, getting it and one. Now it's a chance to convert a 3-point play here for Radford.
Jules at 57% from the free throw line this season. The lefty takes a couple dribbles, puts it up, and it's good. Radford as a team shoots 65.8% from the line, and they're up 5-2, 18-11 to play here in the first half. Austin to Jaden House on the near wing, holds the basketball. Now to the top of the key for Randleman. Austin sets an off-the-ball screen, doesn't go to right, though. House hits Azunabor on the post. Right at the near block, Azunabor backing it on Jules. The spin move, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Austin. He goes up, it gets blocked, and it goes out of bounds. And it looks like they'll say it's High Point basketball.
And even though Manny didn't make that shot, he's vividly frustrated after missing that. Like the aggressiveness from Manny. Normally haven't seen that much from him, especially in the early stages of this game. But doing so here tonight.
Free throw line, Austin finds a cutting House from the baseline into the lane. Layup's good and the foul. So Jaden House has a chance to answer for High Point with a 3-point play of his own. Lewis, the quick throw into Schwartz. Backs in, looks to center one. Here's Vidal. Juliet Vidal spins. We'll defer to the back line to Perno. Couple of assists in Saturday's match for Alex DePerno. Led her to a Big South Defensive Player of the Week award. And now here's a good ball. Here's Perliman. Perliman with an opportunity. Tried to send it through the box. Comes back out to the top to Haven. Backs up. Now Perliman. Deeks. Now tries to send it into the box. Opportunity here for Mashinsky, and she knocks it wide.
What great build-up play from the Panthers. You know, they had numerous passes just kind of around the outside of Winthrop's box with not much pressure. The ball eventually coming to Mashinsky's feet. Maybe she'll want that one back. A good opportunity to bring this game level, but still, Winthrop up 1-0.
Mashinsky getting the start here this evening for Brandy Fontaine's team. It's now 5 of the last 6 matches that Mashinsky has been in the starting 11 for. As DeHaven heads one out of bounds.
Mashinsky, a freshman from Mechanicsburg, PA, she's really been someone who the Panthers have had to rely on to step in absence of Sam Gerhardt.
Mashinsky scored her first career goal on September 12th against James Madison. It was a game where that was the opening goal for High Point. The Panthers ended up losing 3-1.
And she also got her assist last time out versus Charleston Southern as well. So hopefully that opens her account a little bit, and she's a bit more comfortable playing at this college level.
Salome Pratt with 2 goals on Saturday, Skylar Perlman with 1, and Magdalena Schwarz with the other. In the 4-0 victory for High Point, the Panthers didn't allow a shot in the first half on Saturday. 4 shots total taken by the Buccaneers on Saturday. 3 of them made it on goal. But High Point's got to focus up on the Eagles here as they're down 1-0 and trying to move quickly is Carly Smith. Sending it head to Mashinsky, looking for Perlman on that far side, chases it down on the sideline. Tries to deke a defender, nicely does, sends it into the box, and it's chested down by Leah Green. And she'll send away, but right to Carly Smith. Puts it in the box. LaFranc with the header, and it's into the hands of Izzy Giarizzi.
Let's start with our baseball team. Harris, you mentioned they're doing well. Had a tough weekend series against Winthrop. Why don't you give us a summary of what happened?
Yeah, well, High Point took 2 out of 3. They extended their season-high win streak to 5 in a row on Saturday before a really tough loss on Sunday in a back-and-forth contest with Winthrop. Really a game that seemed lost for High Point. They were able to come back and score 5 runs in the 8th inning, all with 2 outs to tie the game at 9, unfortunately letting one score in the 9th to get away. But, I look at this High Point team, the big thing in talking to Joey Hammond so much this season is just the energy that this team has. We haven't seen this in past years. The energy is very high, whether it's, scoring a bunch of runs, getting big hits, pump it up in the dugout. Energy's high, and Joey Hammond sets the standard. It's, there's no rules with Joey Hammond. It's the expectation, and his big expectation is that if you match his intensity in practice and you match the intensity in the game with that energy, good things can happen. And, we've seen it over the last stretch. Even though they lost, they scored 9 runs, and for the first time this season as a team, hitting over 300 in a game on Sunday, and a loss is special. So 5 in a row on Saturday, unfortunately losing on Sunday, but this team's off to a good start, and I'll give it to Ben over here before we get into some individuals.
Yeah, I got to agree with Harry. I think the team's starting to make a little turn. I think, like he said, Joey Hammond, I think, is kind of finally making that footprint that he wanted to make when he came in here. You got to give a lot of credit. I think the big thing was the series did not start off well against Winthrop. You got to remember, Friday opening game, 4 runs from Winthrop without an out. And, I was sitting there watching him like, okay, Carter Shepard on the bump, gave up a couple of home runs, and it's like, you got to take him out. He doesn't have it. But he actually kind of rebounded. He went 7 innings strong. That's something you don't see a lot, especially at the college level, kind of the trust. So I think you're kind of seeing a little resiliency from this High Point team. And as they get deeper and deeper in the Big South play, obviously they got off to a rough start, but they out a little bit of a tough non-conference schedule. They had to play NC State, who came in top 10 in the country. They went down to Kentucky, and they played they were going to play West Virginia. They ran into some trouble against Pitt, and you're playing these big programs. It's unrealistic to say they're going to be able to compete against teams with those resources and those facilities and those recruiting tactics. So I think as they get into Big South play, you kind of seeing that they could be a player this year. I think that's something that you have to look forward to.
Sneaky team. And Harris, you mentioned some individual performances, some standouts from this past weekend. One of them got Big South Freshman of the Week. What did you see from that?
Yeah, Everett Vaughn, 3 saves this week, and he's a true freshman. He already leads the Panthers in appearances as a reliever, and that's something to say, just the confidence that he's had, Tuesday against UNCG, coming in to a ball game in the 9th inning, giving up 3 runs, but still having that ability to keep his cool and not fully collapse in the 9th inning, getting the save. Had to come in a tough situation, 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs on Friday. All he needed was 1 out. He got that out. Saturday pitching a clean 9th inning and 3 saves for him. But also you look at the arms. Carter Shepard, and on Friday's broadcast, I couldn't keep giving him enough credit. He was phenomenal, able to rebound after giving up those 4 runs with nobody out. That's amazing. He's really showing ace-like stuff. And then Sam Garcia on the mound as well, who's transitioned into the Sunday starter now, who's got an ERA of below 2 at 1.78. He's been incredible. He's the go-to guy for Joey Hammond when the game's decided. And you look at hitting-wise, Peyton Carr, last year as a true freshman, he was great too. Now at the third base DH role, he's hitting over 300 for the Panthers, and he's got a big hitting streak as well. Whenever you need a clutch hit out of that guy, he comes through, and I know there's other big bats as well.